The next time you find a mountain of ice, carve it down into an ice castle. It might be a little cold, but with a bedroom, storage areas, and plenty of smokers and furnaces throughout both towers, it's not a bad survival base. You could build 2 outlook points on top of the ice towers with roofs, and now you could transform this build into a proper castle by adding some stone texturing and some additional details, including an entire revamped interior. You can actually rebuild this castle in your own Minecraft world by following the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile. The best place to build your starter house is underground, because you'll gather some resources and materials mining it out, and you don't need to worry about the exterior. You might want to eventually expand above the ground with a circular design. You can plant some crops around the outside and also on its roof. It's a good idea to build another level on top, because not only does it give you more room for storage and some beds, but you can extend out some balconies on all of the sides. For some extra details, you could add some verandas, an additional roof for extra style, and a lookout tower in the center. The easiest way to rebuild this house in your own world is to follow the online layer by layer 3D guide at charliecustard.com. The link is in my profile if you're interested. Once you've built yourself a small starter house, you'll probably want to give it some extensions as you progress through the game. This design is easy to extend on the side with a little crop patch, but my favorite thing to add is a small fortress wall that surrounds the front of the build. You could create a mini castle tower for your nether portal and include a barn on the other side, which will give you some extra space in the roof, but of course you could add another level to the original house. If you want to build this house in your own world, check out the layer by layer 3D guides at charliecustard.com. It's like Lego instructions but for Minecraft. The link is in my bio if you're interested. This barn is one of the best additions for your survival world. A great place to house your animals and a good home for yourself too. You can start by removing the ground and placing down some rooted and coarse dirt, along with some stone. Now we're going to use mangrove logs and planks for the walls, along with some pale oak and diorite walls for the corners. These windows are actually built with pale oak stairs, which is a pretty cool trick too. Inside you can place chests and some survival items. Keep that open barn feel with an open door on the front built with trapdoors. Now on the floor above you have more room for all your survival needs, along with an open balcony to look below. Create a rounded arch on both ends of the barn before covering over a deep slate roof and adding some little animal pens on the side. The easiest way to build this barn in your own Minecraft world is to follow the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile. Build the perfect survival treehouse. First, build up a cylinder of oak logs that's 22 blocks tall. This will be the trunk of your treehouse. Of course, you'll need an entrance, so build a door with trapdoors and a spruce door. Add a floor and a ladder that extends up the tree. Extend out a curved arc of logs with a fence, gates, and a lantern. On top of this, build a small circle of oak leaves and a larger circle of oak planks on top. Repeat the same thing on the other side. You can now build a small, basic survival house on top of this platform, along with a fence around it. You can also repeat this on the other side with some circular leaves on top and a small lookout point. You already have a great survival treehouse, but if you need more room, extend up another 3 levels of leaves. On the first platform, place furnaces and an enchanting space, and a bed on the very top. This crop farm and a rounded window in the center are great additions too. The easiest way to rebuild this treehouse in your own Minecraft world is to follow the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's linked in the profile. To build an easy, nice looking cliff base, you can mine out this area 8 blocks deep into a cliff. This gives you just enough room for all of your survival essentials. You can build a square window on the front where you can place your bed beside. Now you might think this base is complete, but no. Destroy that window and mine out the cliff down to ground level. You now have some room for some additional levels, but we can actually take this a step further by giving this base a nice blue and green color scheme before building a baby zombie on the front of the cliff. With a nether portal inside the body, access into the arms, windows where the eyes are, and a well-placed entrance between the zombie's legs, you totally have yourself a nice looking cliff base. You can actually rebuild this base in your own Minecraft world by following the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's the easiest way to rebuild this, and there's loads of other creations on there, so check it out if you're interested, and be sure to follow for more creative ideas. Stop destroying villages. Instead, gently pick them up and move them aside. That way it keeps everybody alive and not homeless whilst we build a nice log cabin. Now, a log cabin can actually be a lot easier to build than you might expect. With 4 spruce saplings next to each other, we can grow these giant spruce trees. And when they're all in alignment, well, you have the walls of your house. Just add a floor and a survival setup. But don't stop here. Add a second level and some windows. Before we add a roof, you should retexture the walls to give yourself something that's more appealing than standard spruce logs. You can add all the interior details too, like fireplaces, lounges, and 2 upstairs bedrooms. Some balconies work really well too, and finally cover over with a deep slate roof. It is really that simple, but if this was not easy enough to follow, well, you can follow the layer by layer 3D guide at charliecustard.com. It's our own building platform that shows you how to build it, and it also includes a material list. So check it out if you're interested. This build is called Timberline Log Cabin. It's linked in the profile. Peel back the grass and extend up some stone. You already have a great base for a survival house. Just add some doors and an interior before covering over the roof, smoothing it over with cobblestone, and destroying the edges to place some oak saplings. Remove the leaves once they grow and repeat the process on top. You've already got a great frame to build the second floor. Just fill in the walls with oak planks and some windows. Extend up a roof and you already have a decent survival house with a staircase out the front. You could extend out both sides of the house and transform the bottom floor into barns to house your animals, and an observation deck in the middle works really nicely with some bridges connecting to the main house. For some extra details, add some crop farms out the front, extend out both sides again, and add some definition to the roof, and build a castle tower in the middle. You can build this in your own world by following the online 3D instruction guide at charliecustard.com. It's like Lego instructions, but for Minecraft. It's linked in the profile.